that lead to success in keeping the United States Air Force foremost in the world, this highway in Texas is one of the most important. For along this road come hundreds of young Americans speeding to Lackland Air Force Base, gateway to the Air Training Command, entrance to the training that will turn them into airmen. But these young Americans from nearly any town and city you can name will become special kind of airmen. Airmen who will perform the hundreds of skilled operational, maintenance, and repair services which keep Air Force planes in the air. In a matter of minutes, the airmen to be are ready to meet their flight leader, ready to begin their 13 weeks course of basic training and indoctrination into the Air Force.
You are entering the largest technical training system in the world. A training system with an enrollment of tens of thousands. I don't know which of you the Air Training Command will turn into a radar and electronics mechanic, a teletype operator, a radio and communications repairman, a statistical clerk, or a specialist in any other of the hundreds of careers open to you. But you can be sure of one thing. You are trained to do the work you like and are best qualified for, in a job you'll enjoy because you'll do it well, a job where the Air Force needs you.
It's a new type of basic training specially devised to help teach each airman what the Air Force is and what to expect during his service career. There is a minimum of close order drill, small arms instruction, and physical training. The emphasis is on the individualized attention and training each person receives. During the basic training period, and this includes a course in applied mathematics, the progress of each basic trainee is carefully watched and studied. There is a series of aptitude tests scientifically designed to find out the kind of work, the kind of job each individual is best fitted to do. On the basis of the individual's background and aptitudes revealed by these tests, a group of trained counselors helps each airman select his career field.
So you see, we have a pretty clear picture of the things that you can do the best, the field in which you're most likely to succeed, right here on these records. What would you like to do?
What I'd like to do is work on engines.
I'd like radar.
I'd like to be a radio mechanic.
No matter what the preference is, it's the counselor's job to see that every airman is assigned to train for a job he'd like to do. To Shepherd Air Force Base come the men who have elected to find success in an airplane and engine mechanic's career. Typical of all Air Training Command schools, this course is split up into a series of branches, each branch usually housed within one building. In this branch, there are 10 classrooms off the center corridor with 2 test rooms at the far end. The students start in the first classroom on the first day and work their way down the hall, attending a different classroom each day. Each course starts with the simplest fundamentals.
I don't expect to make mechanics out of you men the first day. Just remember that in the Air Force, nothing is called a thingamajig. On an airplane, everything has a name. What is this part called? Rudder. And this? Aileron.
As the students attend their daily 6-hour classes, learning a new subject in a different classroom with different training aids and different instructors each day, it is readily apparent that they are getting the most advanced type of streamlined technical training that modern education can devise. The textbook for each branch, prepared with the help of some of the best educational specialists in the field, is a model of its kind. This textbook is officially called Training Project Outline, a name far too long for the students.
I can't seem to find a scale for the cargo light switch drawing.
The answer's right there in your TPO on drawing 409. What's the matter? Didn't you study?
Yes, study is always important, even though every student gets the equivalent of individual instruction. For, on the average, there are only 6 students for each instructor. And the project in each classroom is always a challenge to the individual and his capability to learn new skills or apply those already learned. Taking apart and putting together a few simple plates teaches the use of nearly every type of wrench a line mechanic uses. And duplicating a master metal form teaches the use of cutting tools, files, drills, and the importance of careful measurement. This is learning by doing, by seeing for themselves, and always with an air of concentration and attentiveness that marks every class in the technical training school. The students welcome the guidance of competent instructors because they really want to learn.
I get it. That's why they turn at different speeds.
Yes, learning by seeing, learning by doing, learning to think for themselves. The Air Force has found that learning to use the hands and the head is a training system that works. For 95% of the student airmen pass the frequent practical and written tests with flying colors, ready to sail into the next phase of their course.
I suppose you've all been wondering when you would see an airplane. Instructor's branch, you'll not only see one, you'll see dozens. And from now on, you'll be working on them too. For the structural features of modern airplanes are many and complex. And the airplane and engine mechanic must know how they work, how to take care of them, how to make repairs, and how to make adjustments.
What did he say the tension on this cable is supposed to be? 70 pounds. Okay.
As usual, the teaching is progressive, from the simple principles to their practical application. From classroom study to practice on actual planes. But even classroom study takes many forms.
Your job is to find out what's wrong with the electrical system of this trainer and to explain how you would fix it. Go to it.
Practice and troubleshooting is an important part of the training in the Air Force. In this case, some part of the electrical system of the trainer has purposely been put out of commission. Often it takes hours to locate the trouble and only a few seconds to fix it.
How do you like that? Just a burnt fuse.
Just a burned fuse, but the student has learned an important lesson. Next time, all fuses will be checked first. That's the way training progresses. Every trick of the mechanic's trade is learned, well learned, before the next step is taken. And because the Air Force believes that any subject, to be well learned, must be well taught, each class is provided with every modern tool of the teaching art. There are training aids in hydraulics, some with every working part for a whole 4-engine plane laid out for the student to operate and study. There are working models of propellers and the controls that make them change their pitch. There are cutaway engines and parts of engines. Every type of engine the Air Force uses, including the latest jet power plants. And always, the airplane and engine mechanic students learn maintenance of every part of the plane in exactly the same way. First, they study it in their classrooms, and then they put their knowledge to practice. Almost before they know it, students are actually assigned to remove an engine from a big bomber. They already have all the mechanical know-how it takes to tear down an engine. Yes, and they know exactly how to build up the complicated power plant before reinstalling it and getting ready to run it up for final adjustments and tests. As they listen to the engine ticking over perfectly, they already are looking forward with pride and anticipation to that day, not too distant now, when they will graduate and take their assigned places on the line to work on the planes whose every bolt and every rivet they have been taught to know thoroughly, intimately. And every day, in every school of this huge Air Force technical training system, hundreds of other students, men and women, are also working toward their graduation day. There seems to be no limit to the vastness of the Air Training Command's facilities, just as there seems to be no end to the variety of trades and skills required. Some airmen travel to Lowry Air Force Base in Denver, Colorado to study photography, supply, and armament. Others go to Chanute Air Force Base, Rantoul, Illinois, where they learn to be weather observers, machinists, and experts in similar trades. They go to Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi, Mississippi, another gateway to technical learning, where some learn the intricate details of control tower operations. Many learn how to use the complicated plotting boards and how to man the radar detection scopes. Others learn to operate every type of radio the Air Force uses. And still others learn to service and repair the electronic equipment. Newest addition for the atomic age is a course in the detection and control of radioactive material. To Warren Air Force Base, Cheyenne, Wyoming, go airmen for courses in automobile mechanics, wire communications, administrative and clerical training. Men and women must be trained to service, repair, and operate even a lot of machines that never leave the ground. For in their way, these machines are just as important as machines that fly. And when graduation day finally comes, the exercises and ceremonies are brief and accelerated like the training which preceded them. For the men and women are anxious to go on to their first working assignment. Here at an operational Air Force base, airplane and engine mechanics from Shepherd meet radio repairmen trained at Keesler and armament experts from Lowry to form a ground crew that can work together, each man thoroughly familiar with the requirements of his job. But even then, their technical training does not come to an end. For each airman, thoroughly trained though he is given additional instruction whenever he is expected to handle new or different equipment.
Men, the final word just came through that our group is shifting from F-51s to F-86 jets on the 1st of the month. The F-86 Mobile Training Detachment arrives here tomorrow.
Flying the classroom to the student, The Mobile's training unit brings up-to-the-minute instruction on the newest Air Force planes or the newest devices used in them. Specially trained instructors accompanying the specially designed teaching equipment do a quick, thorough job of briefing each ground crew team in the new maintenance and service details they must be prepared to handle. Still more training, advanced training, is available for the qualified airmen who prove their capabilities during their service on the line.
I have good news for you, Sergeant Brown. Your application to specialize in power plants has been approved. You'll join the advanced course at Chanute Air Force Base starting on the 10th.
In every one of the advanced training courses, no matter at what Air Force training base, the student continues to learn by seeing and doing and thinking for himself. Based on the fundamentals already learned, he constantly raises the level of his skill. In advanced courses, often given by manufacturers in their factory schools, handling complicated equipment is standard operating procedure. Despite the steady round of classroom and practical work, it's no grind, for these students are here by aptitude and by choice. Maintaining an Air Force is serious business, and they know it. And when they get back on the line, they prove that the modern Air Force schooling they received pays off. For the efficiency of these men on the line is in itself the living proof that the technical training of American airmen is keeping pace, no matter how fast the science of aviation advances. Whether old-line technical experts or young newcomers still bearing the scrubbed look of graduation exercises, they know that they are all airmen in training, part of a steady flow of young Americans who daily are entering the gateway to the Air Force's technical training program to attend a series of schools designed to produce the skill on the ground that means America's strength in the sky.